Okay, welcome to my part 2 of my Blender tutorial on the game engine. This tutorial I'll be showing you how to make a cube move and rotate. So, yeah. And using the same version of Blender I had in the last tutorial, which has the download link. And I set this save as default thingy on this little thingy here, so I had to add all the add-ons again. I showed you how to do that in the last one. So, okay. First thing you're going to need to do is add a plane for a ground to move around on. Size that by 10. Actually, size it by another 10. Big ground. Okay, just move your cube up a bit so it's sitting on top of the ground. Otherwise it'll do weird things which you don't want it to do. So it'll be all glitchy. Change this to the game mode, game engine thing. Yeah. Change it to a rigid and add a collision bounds of a box, just like I did last time. But this time we're also going to be adding a collision bounds. Oh wait, whoops! I did this to the ground. But yeah, also on the grounds you can add a collision box. Change that back to static so it won't move around the place. If you're wondering what this stuff does, no collision is basically as if it's not even there. You can only see it. It's like a ghost. The static is, it doesn't move around the place, but things can still collide with it. Dynamic is like a rigid, but it doesn't roll. It doesn't have rotations. And soft body is like soft body, and I don't know what these things do. So there's the grounds. I'll just make a static. Now select the cube and make that into a rigid body. Give it some collision bounds of a box. Okay. I'll just change this light. Right now it's a sun, so I'll just change that to a point. Just makes it look better when I play the game. Okay. So, make this thing a bit bigger. Let's change the timeline to a logic editor. So, this thingy here. These are logic bricks which I use for all my game stuff, and I don't actually know how to use Python scripts, so this is just what I use. It's, yeah, easier way of doing it. So let's just add a keyboard and location or a motion. Join these little dots together. It's always really hard to join these dots together, and it's hard to see them as well on this whatever it's called. Now it's all black and grey and stuff. Let's change that to W for forward. You can use the arrow keys or whatever you want to use, but I use WASD for movement. And change or add some force to it of about 10. So this is going to be, when you press W, it's going to add force of 10 in that direction. So yeah, as you can see, the cube moves. But right now it can only move in that one direction. So this is an AND thingy, so like if you wanted to have a run button or something like that, you would have another keyboard with shift or something like that. So when you press W and shift, it will do whatever motion or whatever you wanted to do here. So as you can see, you got all these other setting things here, stuff you can do. Yeah. So it's just full screen this thingy, so it's easier to see. And yeah. Add some more keyboards for W, A, S, and D. Some more ands. And some more motions. So just collect all the dots. Okay. Last one. Just minimize this one so it's not just it. Yeah, whatever. So this one's going to be A, which is left, which is this one, I think. So this is X, Y, and Z, or Z axis. So just change that to 10. I'll just check that's actually going in the right direction. Yep. Oops, wrong one. Okay, just minimize that. And this one will be S, I think. So it's going in the opposite direction of W. So you just minus 10 on the opposite direction. And this one's the opposite direction of the A, so that will be minus 10 as well. Now I can move the cube around, forward, backwards, left, and right. And a little ice skatey cube thing. So if you're making a game or something, that would be your character, and then you would have all the animation things and probably a different box that, yeah. I don't actually know how to make a real character. All my games would just have like boxes and cubes and stuff like that. Okay, so next thing, add some rotations to it, so I'll just actually change the A and D to rotations. So these ones. So these things are location, for location, so this just moves it in a location without any force, so it will just move. It'll go through stuff and won't force against things, and yeah. For rotation, force for force and directions, torque for rotational force, and I don't actually know what these things do. And this is the number of frames to reach the target velocity. But I think that only affects these two, I'm not sure. You have these little L's up here for the direction that the axes are in, if it's local or global. So global would be the world's axis point of view sort of thing, and local will be the object's point of view. So if you rotate your object, it will change which ways the axes are. Okay, so I think it's this one. Change that to 10, get rid of this. Actually 10 is probably a bit fast, change it to 5. And now if I press D, I think, yep, it rotates the cube. Don't know which way's forward. Just put it as a top view. Oh, why not? Meh. You got forward, sideways, and a rotating thing. So let's change the other one. This one here. That is a 0. And this is minus 10 because it's rotating in the opposite direction. Oops. Okay, this one's just 10. And the other one's minus 10. Oh, 5, I mean. So this one's 5. This one's minus 5. There you go, I can rotate. Whee. Okay. Now let's add an object to interact with. Just add a isocosphere or a UV sphere, it doesn't really matter. Just move that over here somewhere. And give it a rigid body with the collision bounds of a sphere. Okay, so when you play the game, you can run into it. Whoops, it's run out of control. Yeah, it'll move around. So you can make like a soccer game or some, or football, yeah, whatever game you like. Like a, yeah. A bit hard to tell which way is forward with the box. Okay. So it's a really basic thing you can do. Also, if you have here, right, if I select the cube, Okay, maybe not. There's a friction thingy around here somewhere. It's probably just here, I just can't see it. But it'll make the cube slow down faster and take longer to speed up and stuff like that, so it doesn't ice skate around so much. Well, okay, it's like the very, very basics of how to move around a cube with the logic bricks. So, hope you like this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that sort of stuff. The next tutorial I'll be showing you how to make a simple room, say. Oh wait, one more thing before I go. I think I've still got some more time. Just, which way's forward? Oh wait. I get this camera, and I select the cube, holding shift to select more than one thing. Select the cube second, like after the camera. And if you press Control P, you can parent the camera to the object. So what that'll do is it just sort of tethers them together, so whatever happens, wherever the cube goes, the camera follows, sort of thing. So if I just press Alt, I think, and R and G, yep, to clear the rotation and location of the camera, so it just recenters it. Pull it up here, rotate it another 90 degrees. So it's, yeah, rotate that around a bit like that, move it back. So if I press 0, it's pointing at the cube. Press R twice to move it around a bit more easier. So R will just rotation, and the other R makes it this sort of rotation. Don't actually know what it's called. Oh, trackball it says down at the bottom. So now if I play, the camera is attached to the cube, so probably got the rotation a bit fast. Yeah, so you can see from the perspective of the cube. Yeah. I'll show you how to fix the rotation in the next tutorial as well. So the next one I'll have like ramps, and next tutorial I'll make a ramp and a room and stuff like that. Well, thanks for watching the tutorial again, as everything I said before. Yeah. Goodbye.